All right, what is up? We are back after many years. Unfortunately, I am still filming on the same loaf of bread. And yeah, you have this table to deal with. It's a little bit dirty. Don't worry about it. Anyway, we're back. We're going to set the pace of knife reviews just so you have an understanding of what is happening here with this. This is really interesting here. This is the Spyderco Delica glow-in-the-dark knife kit. Presumably you get it for children to learn about knives and how to handle knives and things like that. But I got it because it was dirt cheap and it seemed like fun. Now, we're going to start off the bat, and its edge holding capability is, yeah. I mean, it's flat ground. It's thick as all, but I see your problem here. No, okay. Anyway, yeah, it's as you can't tell, it's plastic. It's interesting, and I assume it's some sort of plastic embedded with like a strontium aluminate, because it does actually glow in the dark. It doesn't have that much staying power, if you know what I mean, in terms of glow in the dark-ish ability. But it's fun. It's fun. It's a little knife project that you can put together in a few minutes. I did this during a meeting, actually, when I should have been paying attention, and had my knife out, threatening all the other people there. It was good stuff. But yeah, no, it was really good. For people out there who are like me and are Asian and have experience building plastic model kits, this is a breeze. Like, literally the easiest thing I've done in a while. Anyway, so yeah, there's a few things that are interesting about it, and really, I don't think I can do that without taking it apart. So let me grab a screwdriver. Welcome to my very lackluster shop, which is just, by the way, this is just the, let's tilt back. All right. We call this a shop. It's actually just the spare bedroom. Yeah. So we're gonna split this apart and wedge it open right there. And it is basically a Delica, and I've heard you can actually, if you're so inclined, you can actually mill out these scales and actually put them on a real Delica if you really, really wanted to, but they're a bit squarer than a regular one. Anyway, yeah. So here we go. We've got some Spyderco markings. It's Spyderco 820, Spyderco Way, Golden, Colorado, phone number, blah, blah, blah. Actually, that's much more information than you get on a real one. And we get to the insides, it's just, your standard Delica thing. We have a back lock and a little bit of a pressure spring here. Now, this is actually pretty interesting, because this is, on a real back lock, this is metal, and you get lots and lots of pressure. If you take this apart, it'll actually like spring up a little bit, but here it's a little, yeah, it's not so good. Now, the whole thing is held together by four plastic pins. So we've got two here, one there, and then the hinge, the main pivot pin, which is actually just one of these guys. So, I mean, real quality. So we get to, the knife, and here's where we get to my complaints, first of all, is that it wasn't smooth, like, at all. So, these are just some AEG shims that I cut and forced around the pivot, or I guess they're just bushings now, right? They're very thin, they spaced it just enough, and I got it to be quite a bit smoother, but I mean, obviously it's not an assisted knife, right? This is, again, $30. But here we get to the main complaint of this, is that when you get this lock bar interaction here, let me get that in frame, it's not very good, this lock surface. This, focus you fuck, okay, this doesn't come sharp, like this edge, the contact edge doesn't come sharp, it's actually rounded, and then it looks like a square, but it's not. And this part also diagonal to begin with, also not sharp. It's also just a little bit too long on this end, so it didn't actually fit in the gap here to begin with, and it still doesn't fit so good right now. But you clean that lock surface interaction up just a little bit, and it's miles better. So if we're just going to reassemble the whole thing again, I'll show you what I mean. Right off the bat, when you get it and you assemble it, it doesn't do this. It doesn't click. It just sort of snaps in there like as if you were pressing on the thing. It's really not inspiring, let's put it that way. Also, since it's plastic, like the spring part is plastic, the interface is plastic, and there's very low surface friction, here's your major complaint. Every single frickin' person you hand this to is gonna do this. Because they're all idiots. Now, it hurts me to do that, but, I mean, it's also $30. I'm gonna get another one. It's a backlock. It's the simplest of designs, and friggin' everybody assumes it's a slip joint because it's for kids. And these are adults I'm talking about that I hand this to. I'm like, oh, hey, look at this cool thing. I'm gonna, give me your money. I'm gonna, and then they want to say, oh, it's cool. It's glows in the dark. And then they friggin' slip the lock. Now, cleaning up that lock interface helped a lot, but it still very clearly can be slipped like this. Just like that. And it really, something about that really hurts the knife guy in me, So yeah, all in all, for $30, this was an interesting adventure. It took maybe 15 minutes at best, like while chatting with somebody to put the whole thing together, with another knife. Oddly enough, came home and I guess finished the pins a little bit better. Make sure the flashing was at least smooth. You can still see it, but it's not actually that bad. You can still feel it a little bit, but it's not like sharp anymore. So clean that up a little bit, clean up that lock face, put those washers in there. That helped a lot, and it really just represents an oddity and kind of just something fun. Obviously, we'd like the weight to be lighter and the edge retention to be much better. The lock would be whatever. Give it a break. This is fun. If you are going to actually teach kids how to use a knife, this is a viable option, and certainly less splintery than the woodkit version. But yeah, I guess that's what I think about it. See ya.